Good morning. Good morning and happy Friday. It is Friday. We've made it to the end of the week. Welcome to Positive Talk with Kari. This is an opportunity to talk about things that are going on in life, but also to reflect on some positive things to help your day, to help your day to be more enjoyable, and to help your life to be more enjoyable. So, one of the things that I've been talking about over the past couple of days is worthiness and the feeling of worthiness. And we're going to dive into more of that and how worthiness is directly related to self-love. And that for some people can be very scary. So I wanted to talk more about it and dive into how that really works. But before I go there, I want to start like I do every morning with the three things that I am thankful for. First, I'm very thankful for the fact that my allergic reaction is subsided. The medication and things that my doctor has given me, my face is back to normal, my neck is back to normal, and I have no redness. So I am very thankful for that. I feel normal again, and just feel back to myself, which is really great. So thank you all for asking about it. It was a little bit of a scary moment, but I'm doing much, much better. So very thankful. The next thing that I am thankful for is I'm thankful for that end of the week feeling. For quite some time there, we didn't really have an end of the week. It was just day after day after day after day of the same thing. And now that some of us are getting back to a routine, getting back to active activity with work, it's an end of the week feeling, and it's a great feeling. It's happy Friday feeling, which I really enjoy and I've missed. So it's nice to have that happy Friday feeling again. And then last thing that I'm thankful for, the last thing I'm thankful for are books. I have really gotten into several books lately, and just being able to escape into that world or be able to learn some new things. So there's several books that are out there, as you know, but some of the books that I enjoy reading are self-help books. I enjoy reading true life story books. I love reading books about romantic novels and fantasy and just escaping into this world. Those are some of the books that I enjoy. What are some books that you enjoy? Do you enjoy reading books? I think that something that's been helpful also is the fact that we have technology to help us with audibles. So audible versions of books have been helpful, especially if it is a book. I find if it is a book that talks about someone's real life experiences, maybe it's an autobiography or something like that, to hear it from the mouth of the person or the voice is very helpful to me. And so I have my audibles for that, and then I like to read and have my mind escape to certain worlds and experiences. So there's two ways that I do it. So I have physical books that I read, and then I have my audibles, and I find that it really helps, but also I enjoy being able to get away and do that. So those are the three things that I'm thankful for this morning. What are you thankful for? When you woke up this morning, what was the one thing that you thought of that, wow, I'm really thankful? And it could be just waking up, being able to get up in the morning. That's something to be thankful for. So please share and let me know, what are you thankful for? So again, this morning, so we've got a message here. Megan says, currently reading Dry by Neil and Jared Shutterman. Oh, for your freshman students. Oh, good. Yeah, that's it. That's the other one is that Megan is a high school English teacher. And so she does get to experience a lot of books and some really good reads. So thank you for sharing that. That's a great one that I'll be more than happy to look into and read it and see what it's all about. So thank you. So getting into our daily message, worthiness, directly related to self-love. As I mentioned, this can be a tough subject for people to talk about loving ourselves. You know, we are raised in a society where worthiness is directly related to accomplishments, it's related to acceptance, it's related to um, being able to achieve things throughout your life. So, as I mentioned yesterday, you know, one of the things that we do as kids right out of the gate when we start into school is learning, passing and failing, learning um, the difference between, you know, as you start to get older in school, we start to get into letter grades. So the difference between an A and a D, you know, and that really starts to affect us and starts to make us believe that that is our worth. And it's not. Yes, it's important to do your best. It's important to do your best work. It's important to achieve things in life, absolutely. But it's not your entire worth. You are worth more than that. Everybody has a purpose in this life, and everybody is worthy to be here in this life. So when we talk about worthiness and its directly relation to self-love, so we are told to love ourselves, and self-love is the answer for most of life's problems. And a lot of times it's easier said than done. It's hard to, for some of us, it's hard to think about self-love because we think that it is being selfish. And that's not the case. That is not the case. So, you know, again, we are told to love ourselves and that self-love is the answer to most of life's problems. And this may be partially true, but you can't love yourself if you do not feel worthy of love. You also cannot allow others to love you if you do not feel worthy. So it works together. So this is the number one cause of relationship problems, is not feeling worthy or not loving ourselves so that we can love others. And think about that. Think about that in your relationships. You know, when I was going through this, I started thinking about relationships in the past, thinking about my current relationship. In my past relationships, yeah, I was having issues because I was not completely liking who I was or loving who I was, and I didn't feel worthy, and I didn't realize it. And you don't, because it's not something that we're taught. So, but it's something to think about. So what if you could, this is kind of funny, so what if you could make a quantum jump and heal numerous issues with just one shift? That shift is turning off the worthiness program. Now remember, yesterday I talked about that worthiness program. The worthiness program is the subconscious program that we are taught from little kids of our worth. And it's something that can be passed down. So I feel bad because this is something that I probably have passed down to my kids and not realizing what I was doing. And it's all about, we're taught right and wrong, which is important, but we're also taught deserving and non-deserving. Now that's the difference. Right and wrong, absolutely. We all should understand and know that. But deserving and non-deserving, that's a big one. And, being able to break this program, break away from this, is something that we need to do in order to love ourselves and to feel worthy. So you're probably asking, how do I do this? How do I turn off this worthiness program that we talked about that I've always had since I was a child and I wasn't aware of? Great question. So subconscious programs, or this worthiness program, is created when a series of strong beliefs are supported in reality through emotional experiences. And it can grow over a period of time. If the program goes unquestioned and you just do it, like most of them do, it grows stronger and stronger. If everyone around you is being run by the same program, it strengthens and can grow into a program that seems normal. So, that's kind of scary to think about, is that we've got this program that we've had since we were little of deserving and undeserving, or worth and unworthiness. And in reality, that is not anyone's place to be able to tell you if you're worthy or not. You are worthy, and you always should feel worthy. So being able to break that is a big thing. But if we don't recognize what it is and we don't question it, it just becomes normal. And that's what's happened to a lot of people. That's what has happened in society, that it just becomes something that's normal for us. So the way to turn off the program is to claim your power over it. No matter how powerful something may seem, there is nothing that is more powerful over you. You have the power. It is within you. And you have the power to change anything in your life. That's the beauty of life, and the beauty of the fact of breaking this program. In order to turn off the worthiness program, you must stop acting like your worth is conditional. Your worthiness is unconditional. So stop acting like it's conditional. You must stop believing that you need to improve or change in any way in order to gain worth. Looking at the outside world of people or things for your worth keeps you trapped in this vicious cycle with no way out. So that's part of the problem, that in society, we focus on everyone else. We focus on what everyone is thinking. We focus on, what everyone else's view is of how we should look, feel, and act. Everybody is different. No one person can tell you how to look, feel, and act, because they're not you and you're not them. Just like I'm not you and you're not me. So that is one way of breaking the cycle. The outside world cannot give you worth. In fact, no one can give it to you, and no one can take it away. You are the one that can give you worth. This means that you must stop making your worth dependent on anything or anyone. You must claim your worth once and for all and own it forever without condition. This is getting back that power. This is taking control and making that change. You can do this. It is all here. I'm telling you, all of your answers are right here. It really is. A lot of times, in order to understand, it's helpful to have someone to talk to or someone to listen to you. Sometimes even just, and this may sound kind of silly, but it works for me sometimes. Being able to just stand in front of a mirror. So I have a mirror that's above my desk. And the reason being is because my door is behind me and I like to know who's approaching. I just do. I've always had a thing about knowing who's coming behind me. But I've had those moments in the day where I've just looked in the mirror and I've talked to myself about a situation, about what's going on, about my mood. And just being able to speak the words helps me to be able to work through that situation or gain back my confidence. Like, for example, if I'm going live on an interview, with hundreds of people on YouTube or something, and it's a little intimidating at first because you don't know who's there and questions are going to be coming in and can I answer them and this and that. And I just sit here and I talk to myself about it. You can do it. You're prepared. You've got your notes. You're good. And then it starts and I do it and I realize, yes, I can do this. I just needed that moment to talk to myself and get myself going. But sometimes we need to talk to someone else and to another person. And maybe we just need that person to listen and not respond. And that's fine. But once you start the conversation, identify that and say, look, I just need you to listen. I don't need a response. I don't need a reaction. I just need you to listen. And then other times you need that conversation. You need that person to listen to you, but then you're also looking for a little bit of advice, a little bit of acknowledgement. So that is important to do as well. So even though it appears that the Worthiness program is external and everything around you, and it seems as if something is being done to you, this is not true. The Worthiness program is an internal program, like I talked about. It is all here. And it's fueled by your inner critic. Your inner critic. That little voice. Growing up, I remember my mom telling me that, we are our worst critics. Meaning we are so hard on ourselves, harder than anyone in this entire world. We are so critical of ourselves. And that's part of that program that we've had ever since we were little and we were born. And we can break that. We need to learn and accept who we are, but we need to learn self-love. We need to learn to be proud of who we are. I mean, there's so much that we have done in life that is a huge accomplishment. And all those little tiny things that you've been able to do that seem so small are big. They really are. The fact that when you are born, there are different stages in life that you go through. So when you are born, you don't know how to talk, you don't know how to walk, you don't know how to crawl, you don't know how to really move your limbs. I mean, we can barely blink when we're first born, right? Because a lot of us, I mean, we're born with our eyes closed. And we start to open our eyes, and it's, if you see a little baby or an infant opening their eyes, it's like a struggle at first. But then once they do it, they realize, oh, I can do it. It's those little things. The first time you were able to roll over from side to side as a child. I know tons of parents who celebrate those moments, and they should, absolutely. This is what we should be taught every step of the way, is those little steps are huge celebrations, and they should be recognized. The big things, absolutely, too, but I think the little things are missed a lot of times after we get past a certain age. But we are our worst critics. We beat ourselves up, and we need to stop doing that. We are amazing people. We have a purpose in this life. We are worthy of being here. And we are worthy of a lot of things in life. We're worthy of love. So in order to turn off the program, you must rid yourself of negative self-talk and self-judgment. So this is where, when you start to go down that negative route, or your mindset starts to slip, you need to take a deep breath. You need to take a step back. Maybe it's a physical step, maybe it's a mental step, but take a step back. And you need to start thinking about some of the positive things that are going on at that moment. Break that negative thought. Turn it into a positive. That's going to help you. It's going to help you in a lot of ways, but it's also going to help you in your worth. It's going to help you in the moment to then step forward with confidence and control and power to be able to do anything in life. It's amazing. So when you stop doing to yourself what the world has done to you, the world will stop doing it to you. I've noticed this so as a child, you may have noticed this as well, but the kids who are treated badly tend to be the kids who are not very confident about themselves. They don't feel that they are worthy. And the kids that are treating those kids poorly are ones that have lots of confidence. And now I'm not saying that confidence is bad, but what I'm saying is if we were taught at a very young age to love ourselves, and we were taught how to experience worthiness and to experience our worth, moments of having someone treat us badly, we would have the confidence to stop it immediately. And I'm not saying that the person that is being treated badly is to blame. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No one should be treated badly. But we need to understand that a lot of times when someone is treating us badly, actually not sometimes, but all the time, it has nothing to do with us. And it has everything to do with that person. That person may be confident. That person may uh, look or act like they have everything together, but there's something inside that is not right. And I bet you anything, it's their worthiness. I bet you that's what it is. They really don't feel worthy, and they're fighting it, and they don't like it, and they're acting out. So we need to love ourselves. We need to accept our worthiness so that we can stop the world from treating us badly. And we don't accept it. So to get off the worthiness wheel of fortune or whirlwind, you must release your fear of failure. Failing is a part of life. You win, maybe not sometimes. It's part of life. Each time you don't accomplish something, or that word fail, each time you fail in life, there's a lesson to be learned. There's a growth opportunity. And we have to look at it that way. And not be so hard on ourselves that, oh my gosh, I failed. I'm horrible, I'm miserable, all these things that we think about. Stop. Okay, didn't do so good. Let's think about it. How can I improve this? What can I learn from this? How can I do it better? We need to really start talking to ourselves in a more positive way, because if we start being really hard on ourselves, it doesn't move us forward, it actually pushes us back, which is not a good thing. And then that's when we start having problems and issues with our anxiety levels, our depression levels, our mindset starts to go negative. And that affects our entire body. That affects our physical health, our mental health. So let's try to think of it on a positive side. Yes, okay, I didn't accomplish that, or I didn't do that so well. Okay, let me think. How could I have done that better? What can I do moving forward? So again, instead of judging yourself and waiting for the world to judge you, above all, love yourself and value yourself. Whether you are right or wrong, whether you fail or succeed, whether you fit in or you don't, you need to value yourself. It takes courage to find yourself unconditionally worthy, but you are the only one who can do it. You're the only one. If you have difficulty claiming your worth, at the very least, stop pursuing it. In fact, instead of spending the rest of your life trying to prove your worth, what if it was okay to be unworthy? And you're like, whoa, this is taking a totally different direction. What if you just gave in to unworthiness? This may sound like a silly thing, but if you have the courage to give in to unworthiness by giving up the search for worthy, the illusion of conditional worth will shatter. Let me read that again. All right. So what if you gave up on unworthiness? Again, this may sound silly, but if you have the courage to give in to worthiness by giving up the search, the illusion of conditional worth will shatter, and you will likely discover that you are already worthy. Something to think about, right? So owning your worth changes your life. So when you no longer are pursuing paths or people in order to feel good about yourself, you become empowered. This means that no one has power over you, and your choices start to open up. If you no longer need others to find your worth, you can do whatever you desire without having to worry about what the world says. So what does this mean? This also means that you free all the people who once had power to give you worth or take it away. And you do this, your energy, it detangles, and you take your power back from everyone and everything. I like that. I like the fact that it's taking away that power from everyone else and giving it to you. You are the one that has control over worthy or unworthiness. You are the one. So take back that control. If you no longer need degrees, credentials, or possessions to make you feel worthy, you are freed from the self-imposed prison. You can still have these things, but your worth is no longer tied to them. Your worth is not dependent on anything at this point. So discovering yourself is important to allow you to heal all these issues that manifest because you believe you are unworthy. The result is unleashing worry, fear, stress, and even depression, and allowing you to become open, authentic, confident, and happy. As you discover yourself to be unconditionally worthy, your level of prosperity increases and all your relationships improve. As you experience so much more love for yourself and for others. In order to love others, we have to love ourselves. We have to like who we are in order to properly love others. So remembering that you are unconditionally worthy is a shortcut to a spiritual growth because you are no longer tied to the material world through needing things to give you worth. Unconditional worth also connects you to who you really are, while at the same time activating your intention, allowing you to receive powerful inner guidance. Owning your worth can be the magic key to an ultimate successful life. When you are no longer looking to the outside world for your worth, you are free to create with your desire, free to love who you want to love, free to follow the path of your heart, free to express yourself, and free just to be you, whoever that might be. And you might be surprised who that is. So knowing your worth allows you to tap into the power to consciously create a life of your dreams. That's incredible. We have the ability. We do. We have the ability. So the thing is, there is nothing to do at this point. Your worth is intrinsic. Right now, you can drop all of your preconceptions about worth. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that you are worthy. As you say, and you say this out loud to yourself, say it in a mirror if you need to, I am worthy, over and over again. A deep part of you becomes awakened. It shakes loose the blinders that have been on you and have kept you from your emotional freedom. You have the power to free yourself by owning and claiming your worth. I hope that was powerful. Your gift of worthiness to the world. So now that we've been able to, accomplish our worth to us, to ourselves, now there's a gift that we can give to the world. Your mission in life is to find yourself worthy so that you can go out into the world and show others how to find it for themselves. Just by modeling unconditional worthiness in the living of your life. So that goes to lead by example. So once we have come to this place of understanding our worth, our unconditional worth, and loving who we are, we can show that every single day. And we can show that to others and show them how it can be done. And it's not really like going through steps and saying, okay, you gotta do this first and then this first. That's not it. It's just leading by example. So if you are raising children, I always go back to this because I'm a mom. I still am a mom. My kids are just grown. So if you're raising children, be conscious of not hooking them into the worthiness program and teach them that they are unconditionally worthy. Encourage them to think for themselves. Encourage them to think for themselves. So important. No one needs to rely on anyone else to understand their worth, to understand their purpose, to understand who they are. And as parents, our job is to make sure that our children are safe, they get fed, that they have guidance, that they are taught right and wrong. But our job is not to teach them their worth. Our job is to help them to become independent and to help them to think for themselves. So you can also help to release the people in your life from the worthiness program by loving them and accepting them for who they are, exactly who they are. This means as you rid yourself of negative self-talk and self-judgment or self-criticism, you must also stop judging others. No matter what they do, seeing everyone as 100% worthy right now creates that space for others to break free. This is the greatest gift that you can give to anyone. So as you release the search of conditional worth and you embrace your birthright of unconditional worth, you naturally realign with a higher frequency of worthiness. So a knowing grows inside you and shows you that we are all intrinsically perfect and worthy beings. As you discover yourself and everyone around you to be unconditionally worthy, life as you know that is transformed before your eyes. And you are free to live your life as it was meant to be. This is how we transform humanity into a new dream of peace, harmony on earth. So worthiness. It's probably not what you expected. You probably thought that I was going to give you a step-by-step program of how to feel worthy and, give you all this guidelines, step-by-step list. It's all in here. It's all in here. We need to really accept who we are. We have the power to change. We have the power to feel self-love. And don't feel selfish when you have self-love. Because the reality is that when we love ourselves and we experience our unconditional worth, we are actually helping others and showing them that this can be done. And the happiness and the joy that we get from it will show others how great it is. And they'll want it too, and it will become contagious. And just imagine how many people can be impacted by this and how the world can change. So worthiness, key to emotional healing, and also directly tied to self-love. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. These are just part of the episodes that I'm starting to develop and really starting to get into some topics that I'm going to be doing in a series. So this was in a series of 3. The next one that I'm going to get into next week that I'm working on is self-love. And you are beautiful. So there'll be a series of that I will be announcing and adding on to my Facebook and Instagram. So yes, it's important to really sit down and think about who we are. Think about our happiness and our joy. Think about what we're grateful for, what we're thankful for. Don't just do it once a year around Thanksgiving or Christmas, because that tends to be the time that we do it. And then come New Year's, it's all these resolutions. No, we should be thinking about things that we're grateful for, things that we're thankful for every single day. Every single day. And that will help us and remind us of all the things that we have in this world, all the things that we have in our lives. It'll help bring joy to your life. It'll help bring a smile to your face. It's a good feeling. It really is a good feeling. My eyes are still a little watery. So that is my daily message today. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Please give me your comments. Yes, I would love to hear feedback from you. And again, if you do feel your mindset start to slip, or you start to slip into a depressive state, or even start to experience a little bit of anxiety over things that are going on in your life, please don't go through it alone. Seek out someone that you can talk to. It might be a friend, it might be a family member, it might be a professional. It could be me. I could be that person if you need someone to talk to. I can talk to you on the phone. I can listen to you. I can set up a Zoom call and we can see each other and talk to each other. It helps. It really does. Don't keep it all inside. Seek out someone that you can talk to. All right. So now I want to transition into my favorites. I want to go down the same route that I did yesterday because I realized that I didn't have the book in front of me to really reference and talk about, because this is something that I really, really enjoy. And when I first started hearing about essential oils, I was thinking, oh my gosh, okay, this is a lot of fluff. But when I really started using essential oils, because I am a fragrant person, I love flowers, I love herbs, I love smells, good smells, by the way. And so I started using, I started realizing, first of all, that some of the lotions that I was using had some of these essential oils in it. They had some herbs in it that I like. I was like, okay, this is great. Some of these lotions were affecting my mood in a positive way. So I thought, okay, I'm going to look into this. And then a friend of mine, she's in Florida, and she started explaining a little bit about essential oils and her experience and things that she's done with it, and working with not just essential oils, but working with CBD. And I was like, okay, I'm curious. You've piqued my interest, definitely. So I got this book. And this book is the introductory guide for essential oils in aromatherapy. It is jam-packed with lots of information. It, like it says right here, more than 300 recipes for health, home, and beauty. It is a really great guide. And the nice thing about it, I go back to this so much. As you can see, I've got these tabs that are in here of areas that I really like. But I go back to this and I think, gosh, I wish I had this when my kids were little. Some of the things that they were going through, I could have used this. So there are all kinds, like there's one here, it's for blisters, and it has a treatment of what you can use and how to use it, how much, gives you how many drops of the essential oil that you use, and then it tells you how to apply it and how to use it, how long to keep it on, but it's for blisters. The ones that I have tabbed are leg cramps. When I was traveling, and you go up in altitude in an airplane, you come down, and you're going from sea level to way up in the mountains, and all of this, and it's happening all the time. I mean, I was traveling probably 3 weeks out of the month, and so I was always on the road and on the go. And now I really understand what my Aunt Evie was talking about with all of her travels and the things that she was dealing with and how tired she was all the time. But one thing that I started experiencing was leg cramps. And I would experience them when I'm traveling. I get to my hotel room, finish up my day, I go in and I lay down, and all of a sudden my legs would start to cramp up. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so painful. So I thought, okay, I'll take a bath. that helps out a little bit. But I started realizing that when I was reading this book, there are things that you can do to help addition to a bath. So one of the things I do now is I take baking soda um, and Epsom salt, and then I take some of my essential oils. So I will take the basil, I will take the juniper berry, I will take the mandarin, and the carrier oil. And what I do is I mix the oils together. I put the Epsom salt and the baking soda in the tub. And what the baking soda and the Epsom salt does, it helps to kind of detoxify your body. Because when you're in a plane, you are inhaling some of the jet fuel. And, you know, the altitude and everything can mess with you. One thing I recommend, do not drink a lot of alcohol when you're in a plane because that can affect the way you feel as well. So I would do that. I would, you know, take a bath, and then after the bath, I would use this massage blend, and I would massage my legs, I would massage my arms, my shoulders, and then I'd even massage my lower back. And then I'd lay down. Wow, big difference. I was able to sleep. I didn't have any cramps. I didn't have any problems. It was amazing. So I use this actually more than just a leg. I use it for my arms, my shoulders, my neck area, up in this area where tension is, and my lower back. It worked phenomenal. So that was something that I learned through this book. The other one that I learned that I love is menstrual cramps. Being able to help with that. So there is a massage blend that you can do. And it talks about how to do the massage. So, you know, it talks about rubbing in a clockwise motion to let the oil absorb through your skin. So it really speaks to exactly how to use this properly. So the massage blend is sweet almond carrier, clary sage, geranium, ginger, and marjoram. Those are the oils that you use, and then it talks about how to mix them, and then again how to apply it. So that is another one that I like. And lastly, I wanted to share with you the other thing that is really great about this book, get to the front of it, is that so it has all these blends and it talks about how you can blend the oils, but then it goes through and it gives you, there it is, it gives you each one, so each ingredient. So I've tabbed some in here that I love. So eucalyptus. I love eucalyptus. And when being raised in Southern California, we had eucalyptus trees all over the place. And then as I started getting older, I started realizing if I was to clip off some of the eucalyptus, bound it up, put it in a shower or in my tub area, the heat from the steam from the water will adhere to the leaves and it will start to release some of that eucalyptus fragrance. It's great in the shower, and it's a very sensorial, it feels like a aromatherapy type of experience. But eucalyptus is amazing. So what it's used for is it's used for circulatory issues, fever, inflammation, migraines or other types of headaches, muscle aches, pains, respiratory ailments or infections, and those are just some. So this is one that is, I mean, it's powerful. All these are powerful, true. They all have their purpose. And then it talks about how you can use eucalyptus. So there's different ways. You can use it in a massage oil blend. You can use it in a vaporizer or diffuser. You can use it in a cream or a lotion in the bath. And then it says as a gargle. And that's a different concoction that I haven't put together yet. But I have used the bath, I have used the cream, and I have used the oil. It's great. And then it talks about the complementary oils that you can use with it. So with eucalyptus, you can use lavender, you can use bay, you can use lemon, lemongrass, you can use peppermint, pine, spearmint, or thyme. Mix those together and it works really well. The other one that I really like is jasmine. I really like jasmine. So this one can be used for depression, for scars, for labor-related issues, for respiratory illness, for stretch marks. And then again, it talks about how it's used. It can be used in a bath, in massage oil, in a vaporizer or diffuser, a cream or a lotion. So this is a really great book that really identifies how to use each of these and to properly blend the essential oils into a massage oil that you can use. So highly recommend this book. I use it a lot. I don't use it as much as I should. There's so many other things in here that I haven't even tried yet, but I have kind of honed into some that are ones I use on a regular basis. So love that. I feel that it's very important and it should be in every single home. I also think that essential oils should be more accessible and cost effective for us to be able to use because of how great they are, and that we can use essential oils for a lot of different things, and it works. So I absolutely love that. So that's one of my favorites, and I do talk about it a lot because I do really, really love it. And the reason why I love this and it's my favorites is because I know it works, and I've used it and it's worked. So that is my favorites this morning. So share with me, what are some of the things that you enjoy? What are some of your favorites? Maybe it's a good book that you enjoy. I just finished this book. It's called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a great book. It really, really is. Once you get past the introduction and start getting into the agreements, it's really good. It's a great, great reminder. There's a 5th agreement book that that I have on order, and I should be getting it soon. So I'm really excited to read that, and then I'll share with you all the things that I found out about that. But I want to thank you so much for joining me this morning on Positive Talk with Kari, and just waking up and taking a moment to talk about some great things that will bring a smile to your face and bring joy to your heart. So remember, think about what you are grateful for. Think about what you are thankful for. There's a lot out there. So I leave you now. Happy Friday. Hope you guys enjoy your Labor Day weekend. I will be back on Tuesday because Monday is a holiday. So I'll be back on Tuesday, and we will start to go into our series of self-love. You are beautiful. So stay tuned. Check out your Facebook or my Facebook page for the postings in regards to those. Thank you so much. Be kind, love one another, and be safe out there. Have a great Friday.